Welcome to the Four Corners 912 project discussion on rules of the game. For a country to exist peaceably as a unified people in the game of life, we all must be playing by the same rule. The rules for our country were established in the Constitution that was agreed upon to abide by. This was and is the supreme law of the land.
To follow the rules, you must know what they are. They are few and clear. We hope to help you all to better understand what the rules are, as we are looking to elect new representatives in local and state government offices next year.
They take an oath to uphold the constitutions of both the state and the United States.
What are they to uphold and protect?
We will begin this regular discussion beginning with the Bill of Rights, which is the first 10 amendments of the Constitution.
So if we start with the religion clause, keeping in mind the doctrine of incorporation, the First Amendment says Congress shall make no law. And incorporated, like I said, that's about the coach up there in Bellingham, Washington, and we hear lots of stories on that. Now, the folks that wrote that in 1791 is when the Bill of Rights came. Here's what they thought about this establishment of religion. Massachusetts, one of the founding colonies and states, had a separate tax for the establishment of churches and for the maintenance of churches and pastor salaries. Separate tax. Massachusetts ratified the Bill of Rights. Massachusetts did not get rid of that tax until 1833, I think it was. Okay? The folks in Massachusetts understood that the First Amendment to the federal Constitution had nothing to do with how they ran their state. The state of Maryland had a religious oath of office. If you took the oath of office in the state of Maryland, and I can't remember the exact wording of it, but it was a religious test to take the oath. That you believed in God, you believed in the Trinity, you believed in Jesus Christ and the Holy Spirit as a Trinity. That didn't go away until 1969.
It's not? Who?
Yeah. The states understood that Congress shall make no law, had nothing to do with them. State handled it the way they wanted to. So, and these kinds of things is where we get so messed up. The history of this is just amazing. What they went through, what they believed, and why they believed it. Just an aside. The states created the federal government, giving it limited duties and authorities. And the states said that the federal Congress shall make no law. Why is that so hard to understand? Right?
Shouldn't be, but it is. Today, what you're saying, if I understand it right, is what's happened is that it's been turned around, and we are looking to the federal government as our boss.
Yes.
In charge of us rather than states. The sovereignty of states have gone down the tubes.
Yes.
By choice. We're allowing it to happen.
The states have allowed it to happen in some sense, and very recently, the states have actually asked for it. Because if you submit to the federal government, you get all this money, you see. You can get a grant for this and get a grant for that. Even though you're violating the Constitution, whatever, we get the grant money, we're okay with it.
Yeah.
And that's where we are today. The the founding fathers were split into two groups. And we even misnamed them. We have the Federalists. We have the Federalist Papers. They were not Federalists. Okay, we understand federalism to be an assembly of states doing their own thing with the few grants of authority to a federal authority. But everything else belongs to the states, let them do what they want. That is federalism. The Federalists were actually nationalists. They believed in a strong federal government wherein the states were administrative areas subservient to the federal government. Now that's who wrote the Federalist Papers. The other group, which derisively is called the Anti-Federalists, were actually the Federalists. Because, Patrick Henry, Richard Henry Lee, and a bunch of other folks, they wanted the states to have the authority and internally, and the federal government would operate externally. In other words, the federal government would deal with foreign governments and all of that, with the few exceptions in Article 1, Section 8. The states granted the federal government Article 1, Section 8. This is what you can do, no more. So even that, we've misconstrued. We call them things and call them names that they didn't deserve. So it's crazy.